down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horse is kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. You'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight.
Howdy there, I'm Matt McKinley and we're burning daylight.
In the saddle till the job's done right.
Welcome to Burning Daylight, the only podcast for the working cowboy.
Before we get crazy, we got to say this. December 7th, 41, tragic day, but finally got our asses in the war. Sad day, a lot of lives lost, and should always be important, always.
Yes, it always will be. And you know, if we would forget this day, we might as well have Alzheimer's. But the good thing about Alzheimer's is we got a cure, baby. We have got a cure.
You know what? We're officially in the future. We're in the future right now. We're in the future.
We are in the future.
Holy shit.
This is futuristic shit we got going on here.
Where's my shiny leotard and flying car? What the fuck?
Seriously. Yeah, it's well, let's pull up this article. Here.
We are living in a
from
brave
the BBC.
new,
I
brave
chose
new
that,
world.
Are you muted or am I muted?
You're muted.
God
Here we go again. Oh my God, Joe Biden, just get Matt some goddamn internet, please. Just fucking get the Cowboys some fucking internet. So he. I can't see him, but it sounds like he's fucking struggling, like he does when he takes a big dump. Can you hear me now, Matt?
Well, yeah, I can hear you now. So that must have been internet and not audio issues.
Oh,
the audio issues came via the internet, not actual hardware.
Uncle Joe, please just get him some. He's a hardworking cowboy. Get him some internet. Just a little.
And Joe Biden, I have been on record saying that you are rapidly becoming my favorite U.S. president of all time. So
yeah,
please keep that in consideration.
Come on, throw him a bone. Throw him a bone. He's working class. Fucking providing beef to the kind citizens of the U.S. Now he's complaining about it being slow. Okay, here's our weekly test of how slow the fucking internet is. When I say 1, you say 2. 1.
2.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah, we have got a little bit of a delay. Come on, Elon Musk. Let's go. Come on, Starlink.
You know what?
Anyhow,
you know what's going on? We made a crack about the NSA, and now they're really fucking with us.
Right. Well, as I was saying, I chose the BBC for this article for obvious reasons. Once we get into it, so I'm gonna pop it up on the screen here, and Viagra may be useful against Alzheimer's dementia.
Oh fuck!
The impotence pill Viagra may be a useful treatment against Alzheimer's disease, says U.S. researchers who have been studying its effects in the brain. Tests and cells suggest the drug targets some of the proteins that accumulate in this type of dementia. The Cleveland team also analyzed blah, 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 blah. More studies on it are worthwhile, they say in the journal Nature Aging. I would guarantee that every one of those scientists and doctors working on that study saying that it's worth more studies on it being worthwhile. I guarantee you every one of them's a dude.
Oh, and weird. Sign me up. Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah. So I think we may have solved all of America's problems. Let's get Uncle Joe a whole shitload of Viagra. Let's like revitalize him back to the 2008 Joe Biden when he was still a bumbling jackass, but he was coherent. And let's get him back at I mean, he can just walk in there to the Pope with all in one foul swoop, and maybe that's when Trump ascends to the right hand of God.
Yes,
I can't remember for sure. I'll have to check the prophecy.
Yeah, the prophecy talks about the miracle drug of the future.
Yeah. Remember when your dick was hard? Viagra does.
So, for the listeners out there, oddly enough, today, after the study came out, Viagra contacted me and Matt and wanted us to do their PR campaign. So me and Matt did a couple of spitball ideas for a slogan. Maybe you should choose a slogan. Which one do you like the best? Shall we start, Matt, on what we were tossing around today?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I think we'll start off, since I've got it up on the screen with as the title of the episode. Clear minds, hard dicks, can't lose. Viagra.
Let's see. What did I respond with? Oh man.
You got to pull up the text thread now.
Let's see. All right. Viagra. Be sharp in both mind and penis.
Viagra. A hard dick is a healthy mind.
Viagra. Blow her away mentally and physically while she blows you. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit that on a billboard, but I really like that one.
See, I think this one I might just make it a T-shirt and a bumper sticker, or I don't know, whatever. But Viagra, member.
Oh my god, that's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Member, because I also said Viagra. Remember when your dick worked? Viagra. Fuck her hard and remember it.
So for our Burning Daylight listeners on multiple episodes, we have a Tim reference here. This is kind of inside baseball, but we thought it was funny. Viagra. You may have a Tim pud, but at least you'll be able to do grade school math, unlike Tim. Yes.
Also a little bit wordy, but
yes. Like mine won't be able to be on billboards at all.
And then Aaron, Aaron sent me a video of a K-pop band.
Hold on. I got one. I really wanted to share this one. This might be my best one. Steel trap mind, pussy trap penis, Viagra.
Yeah,
Yes, continue.
man, that we could keep this one going for a while. Yeah, so Aaron sent this. Uh,
It's fucking,
it's a
it's
K-pop
fire.
band,
It's fucking fire, Matt, is what it
and
is. It's fire.
I listened to literally 6 seconds of that song, and I said, "Nope, nope, 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 nope. I don't need to hear any more. That is far too catchy." And if I get too much further into this song all day, and you know what? Ignorance is bliss. I don't want to
It's
know what comes next.
the band's name is BTS. Apparently, they're very popular, and the song is called Butter. So we came home and we like to watch music videos with my boys sometimes. And I came home and
Mm.
they watched the music video, and the whole band is, man, the whole band is, they're all males, but they're doing that androgynous stuff like from the 80s where guys have a little bit of eyeshadow and mascara. And you know what I'm talking about? Just kind of like, they're dudes, but they're wearing some makeup and very fancy dressed. he watches this,
Yeah.
and then immediately after kind of stares at me for 20 seconds with a look that says, "What the fuck did you just make me watch, Father?" And then he says, "Can we listen to some Metallica?" So I was so proud of him. So yeah.
Well, that's at least he's asking for Metallica. That's good.
He's not as soft as his dad.
Well, what did you exactly say? Oh yeah, they said you said that's the softest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Viagra can't even make BTS look hard.
No, they can't.
And
like I watched the music video,
so
and the song became less cool to me. It was just it was they have in the middle of it they have two rappers in the group, and they're very, very good. Like 90s rapper, Ice Cube-esque. It's very good. In the middle of a song talking about how they're gonna melt your buttery heart. So
and yeah, don't take a Viagra and forget it ever happened.
Yes.
Alzheimer's.
And then the last one I sent you.
Wow.
Let's see. Viagra. It won't help you forget that you smashed it 4 last night, but at least your dick was hard. I feel like mine's more like little quotes in a pamphlet about Viagra.
Yeah, yours are not like yours is like more instructional information.
Right.
Whereas mine is like a solid meme marketing material.
Like Mad Men,
I'm
Mad Men
slogans.
advertising. Mad Men advertising.
Yeah, so like mine would be the slogan on the front of the pamphlet, while yours is like the further reading within the pamphlet.
Yeah, written. Don't do the mistakes I made, people.
Yeah, and it works. It seems like it works.
It does.
But yeah, I think we could really, like, if this pans out to where you're just you're treating Alzheimer's patients with Viagra, like, we might be able to really capitalize on this. Like, I think the marketing that we could do would be top notch.
Right. And what a time to live. I mean, my penis still works. Like, what's going to happen next year with Viagra? It says, you lose weight. Sign me up for fucking not working dick.
And you know who really benefits the most from this? Old white dudes. Like, they will be in power forever. Forever. Like, if if they can get their dick hard and remember it all in one simple pill, they can't be stopped.
Bill,
And
Bill Clinton
you
will
know,
become a dictator overnight.
and I feel like rectal integrity once you hit a certain age is just ignored. So like, and I think it'll be conveniently ignored because let's face it, old white dudes are running the show, and once you get to a certain age, I think they just want to shit their pants. And so like there will be no research done into preserving the rectal integrity, but
Is the only
rock hard cocks just painting a Jackson Pollock masterpiece on the Pope, and you get to remember it all.
dude? The only way to keep your, what did you call it? Rectal integrity.
Rectal integrity.
Rectal integrity is to do your daily Kegel exercises.
Yeah. Well, they're old white guys. They ain't doing that.
I know they're letting it rip.
Yeah, and man, like what a day for science.
So, like, yeah. Fucking
Like
Viagra.
I mean, mankind can rejoice
and be glad in it. This is
and
the
be
day.
glad in it. Hey, speaking of which, we have been hard at work on our Christmas Carol. We are perfecting lines. It's going to be a good one.
I feel we need like 4 more. Then it's going to be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a hint, but we can't do it. We can't do it.
Here, I'll say shockingly, the audience is probably surprised that there is going to be a Joe Biden shitting his pants reference. You know, I feel like even if we didn't say that, they're like, yeah, they're probably Joe Biden shitting his pants one. Yep, there is. So we'll disclose that.
I feel like that it's our duty as Americans to point that out at all times, that like at all times while he is still the shitting president of the United States,
shitting president,
that Joe Biden shit himself in front of the Pope. Like I feel that is our civic duty.
Speaking of, I got to send you the picture my dad sent me that's also on the subject. It'll be in your text messages.
Is it a total boomer meme?
No, it's kind of a boomer picture. I feel like a boomer who's really savvy tech wise.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely the humor from that generation, I feel.
Yeah, I think so. It's let me pull it up on the screen here.
Yes, my father provided that to me today. Doesn't listen to the show, so it's hilarious because my dad obviously has heard so much about it that he feels that he needs to send me a picture of it.
Oh, that's funny.
That's so good.
Let's see.
So I have to bring up a little something I saw in the news today. So Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, had a press conference today about all the smash and grabs that are happening. And she based let's see. I can't see it. Is he falling down the stairs too?
He's falling up the stairs.
Falling up the stairs. Yes. Joe has trouble.
And just a trail of shit.
Can you imagine having that much shit in you to have that long of a fucking snail trail?
Oh man. Like, can you imagine how good you'd feel afterwards?
It'd be like Randy Marsh. Hot.
I got caught up on South Park, so I can't wait for the next season. I did a binge, and got caught up, and you guys have not lost a step.
I didn't see the latest episode yet.
That Cartman, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's a good spoiler just so you know what to look forward to.
I got to that part.
Oh, you got to Cartman as the rabbi.
Yeah. So yeah.
Did you get to the
With the
sleepover
wife.
part? Did you
No.
get to the sleepover? Oh, that's that is the best part of the entire episode. It is the Cartmans sleeping over at Kyle's house. So goddamn funny.
No, I got
So
a little bit catch up. So Lori Lightfoot, Chicago mayor, press conference. Man, she is, yes. She's at a press conference talking about all the smash and grabs. I don't remember her exact words, but she basically blamed the shops for what was happening, not having good enough security, not having good enough cameras. She said they could do more. And I'm just thinking like, okay, let's just accept all that for what she says. If that's true, they hire security guards, right? But in Chicago, are they allowed to carry?
No.
So
it's Chicago's one of the most restrictive gun cities in the country. So it'd be like L.A., San Francisco, New York, Chicago. Like though, they have some of the worst or the most draconian gun laws in the country. And
so if they hire these security guards, I mean, what are they? How are they going to defend the store? Just like, what do you hire 50 bouncers?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's that woman is beyond out of touch, dude.
The literal balls on that woman to blame the shops because they weren't secured. Not, oh, I'm sorry, we're not securing the fucking city.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they're also like in San Francisco. As long as you steal $900 or less,
it's a misdemeanor.
You just no, it's not. They don't. I mean, I guess it's a misdemeanor, but they don't prosecute.
Yeah. Well, what's the attorney's name? He sounds like a French president. Let me find this name. It sounds exactly like he should have been a French president, like the worst French president.
Well, on that same note, I'm still pissed off that the French president is lecturing us for being too big of pussies. Like that really sticks in my craw. Like I don't like that. And the bad part is he's not wrong. And it pisses me off to know.
So his name is George Gascon.
I wonder if that's a made up name like that like the former LA mayor. It was like his name was like Villalobos or something like that. Villalagos or something like that. And it turns out he's a white guy, and they mixed him and his wife's last names together, and it made it sound ethnic. But I think they're both just white people with a Mexican sounding last name.
Well, it sounds like when couples in Hollywood get together, and they mash their names up.
Yeah, Brangelina, Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He sounds like a Disney villain. He sounds like he should be a character in Beauty and the Beast.
Gascon I think that is a character in the Beauty and the Beast.
Excuse me, Gaston. Okay.
Gaston.
With the T.
We've got a Russian commenter on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, they are they sent out a link, which I'm sure is a completely safe link that will not steal all of your identity. I'm almost certain of it.
You click, you see new girl.
You click now. Very nice. It's very nice.
Yeah,
Um,
but her vagine is very tight.
but yeah, it's funny how all these cities that voted to defund the police when Saint George got killed, uh, sudden dealing with a huge spike in crime. It's weird. It's really fucking weird. And the only thing I can really see that sticks out as a problem is white supremacy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And well, I mean two things: white supremacy and institutional racism,
Yeah,
which,
not
as we know, can never be defeated. So therefore, like, why have police at all?
not other issues going on, like the issue with Russia, the issue with China, the issue of
China.
inflation. God, and Biden talked to the former KGB sir today. Apparently, talked about their.
What's the over under on him shitting his pants in front of Putin?
Well, they were doing it through Zoom. So yeah,
I mean, does that count as a half shart?
it's kind of like the tree in if a tree falls in the woods and nobody sees it, does it happen? Like
Well,
if a fart happens and no one smells it, did it actually happen?
Well, so there you got the silent but deadly deal, because like people will smell it but they don't see it coming. But then there's like the shock and awe ones where you hear it from a long ways off, but there's no smell. So
The desert storm.
It's there's a lot of nuance when it comes to flatulence, and but I want to think of this in terms of military awards, and I think obviously we call it the purple shart, and we give him one purple shart for the Pope, and like they also have like below, or that that like the oak clusters or whatever, but I think we give them like the dingleberry clusters. I think we can give them that for the Duchess of Cornwall, because there was not a confirmed shart, just a long, lengthy period of flatulence. So I mean that counts for something, but I don't know if he gets a purple shart for it.
Were you on your fucking horse all day thinking this shit up?
Oh, I've been thinking about this for weeks, man. I told you when this thing came out, never mind the fact that it has not been confirmed at all. It's basically just started as a Twitter rumor, which I'm all for. But this is my time to shine, man.
Why didn't our rumor about Donald Trump being a virgin take off?
I don't know, but it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no doubt that those kids are his, but they could be in vitro, I mean,
they could be test tube babies.
Yeah, I mean, it would make a lot more sense if they were.
Yeah, I don't even think they look like him.
No,
come on,
people. I don't even think they're American, really. Yeah.
I mean, they're not even fucking orange. Okay,
seriously,
they're not orange.
Yeah, I mean, they got their name plastered all over, but that's only because their dad did it. It's not like they would have done that on their own.
Donald Trump's a virgin.
Total virgin. Makes sense. He's just waiting for that tremendous woman. He's gonna really, really show her a good time.
He hasn't found her yet.
Well, I don't know.
Ivanka won't touch him.
Yeah. Wouldn't it have been funny if like the whole Stormy Daniels deal is like Stormy was there just to like perform the in vitro fertilization. She's like playing doctor.
She's the beard for him. That's what it is. They're paying her off to keep his secret that he's a virgin.
Yeah, maybe so. Speaking of Donald Trump and being paid off and on all of that whole deal, there has not been a whole lot of reporting on the Ghislaine Maxwell trial for some reason.
Is that the Madam of the Night?
Yeah, yeah, and you know what's funny is some of the alleged victims testified to seeing Donald Trump on the Lolita Express.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and so man, let's see how anti-pedophile some people are, because
oh, Ryan Reynolds, please don't be anywhere near that, please.
oh, I know,
I'm gonna lose my faith in humanity if that fucking happens.
Yeah, so but it's funny how they're like well, it's in federal court, so there's no cameras allowed, which you'd think you'd want all federal cases to be to be open to the public. Basically everything federal you kind of want to be open and transparent, but yeah, they don't allow cameras in federal court, so that's why you always get like the shitty courtroom drawings. And the media coverage has
do you remember the Tom
very
Brady
little.
Remember the Tom Brady
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Let me find that for you. Continue, and I'll find you that one.
Yeah. But yeah, here we were just 2 weeks ago. It was like nonstop footage of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Not so much so of the Arbery trial there in Georgia, but like wall-to-wall footage of this Rittenhouse, and then there's maybe a headline here or there about Ghislaine Maxwell.
All right, I'm gonna send you the photo, and then I'll send you the creative way people are applying it.
All right. Yeah, but I wonder how that's gonna when people find out about the further Trump connections with Jeffrey Epstein. I wonder how the diehards are gonna rationalize.
Oh, I'm so fucking curious. I want to hear my dad. And wait, this one's so good too. Gosh, apparently people did a lot with these on the internet.
There's that one.
Let me find you. There you go.
That is a beauty.
So
That's a beauty.
He looks
E.T.
he looks like a vampire from Buffy the Vampire Slayer show.
Yeah, I never watched that show, so I don't, I have no reference to that. So
You're Michelle Gellar. Oh yeah,
that's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
The internet is undefeated.
Undefeated.
When it comes to everything, really.
At least in the while the empire falls, at least it's going to be entertaining on the way down.
Oh yeah. I honestly, if you're gonna watch the collapse of a global empire, the best time to do it is right now. When you have all of information and technology basically at your fingertips, it is a great time to watch the collapse of a global empire.
Yes, it's some of these are so good.
Oh man, what else has been going on? There was something I really wanted to talk about, but I forget what it was.
Let me go on my Warhawk rant.
Okay,
it's not going to be a rant. It's more like kind of proving why I'm a war hawk. So you had Joe Biden pull out of Afghanistan, right?
Yep.
And we can argue about like, full withdrawal. Just we can argue on what the scale is, okay? I don't want to go back and continue on in a war, whatever. But he completely left. And what the fuck happens?
He fucked it.
What the fuck happens? We literally have no eyes on the ground in that region. Russia and China see it as a power vacuum, like, oh, yep, they're getting out of here, so we're gonna fucking impede on these other countries. Like, the United States has to have strength. If we don't, assholes like that just start to keep on push and push and push. It just drives me nuts, man.
Yeah, I can see I've always been able to see that argument from the neocon side, the intervention side, and I agree to some extent. But then you look back at all these interventions, and you can't point to one that has ended well.
Well, and it's because the American public thinks that with all these foreign policies that they should end within 5 years. But after World War II, we stayed in Japan. We stayed in Germany. And you could argue, and I would agree from your libertarian point of view, like we don't need troops in those countries unless it's to deter Russian aggression on stuff. I don't know. Like, I totally get that. But, like, this shit doesn't happen within 10 years, I mean, it just doesn't.
No, and it doesn't. But there's also shit, like, especially with Russia, like the Ukraine deal, like, the media makes a big point about, like, Russia taking back Crimea. But they leave out the point that we once again funded and armed an uprising in that country, which caused Russia to back, and smartly we weren't willing to go in there with any troops of our own. That's a smart thing. We don't need that because Russia has fucking nukes. But I was listening to something today, like the big thing that Russia had going for it, especially like post World War II, is they could beat you by just a war of attrition because they were willing to throw millions of guys right into the meat grinder and not blink an eye.
That's what they did with the Nazis.
Yeah, that's literally what they did.
Yeah,
and so like they weren't afraid to do that. Well, now they've got less population than the U.S. does, so they can't really do that anymore. So, and economically, they're not really a threat. So they've got to do like the cyber bullshit and continue to try to draw us into these proxy conflicts, like in Ukraine. Afghanistan's another one. And
well, the big goal from the buildup is not taking land. The big goal for the buildup is that what's the country that they've got to build up on?
Ukraine.
Making sure Ukraine doesn't be a part of NATO, because what they're saying is that they don't want NATO forces on the border. But I think it's more of if they're a part of NATO, then Russia has less options when it comes to Ukraine. It just does.
Yeah.
I think Putin thinks he's going to slow bleed this, and eventually Ukraine's just going to fall into his lap. Like I think he's slow bleeding it. So
it might be, but you also gotta like just think if Russia had troops on the southern border, we'd be a mad motherfucker. So I mean, just look at the Cuban Missile Crisis.
It's not American. It's NATO. It's NATO.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's a collective. I mean,
I understand, but we all know who the real power is behind NATO.
Let's see. France.
Sweden, obviously.
No, it's got to be France since their president is telling us to quit being pussies.
I know. They I never really looked into the whole submarine deal that France got butthurt with us. I know it was us and France and
Australia.
Australia, and I never really looked into it, but I know the French were really fucking pissed about it.
Because
Like
we,
they
we
withdrew diplomats over it.
we outbid them. That's what happened.
Maybe that. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they withdrew their ambassadors. I don't know if they brought them back or not. I'm sure they did, but it was.
You know what?
I love these. I love these little like bitchy moves that we that like diplomats make, and they act like it's a huge deal. And, well, they make it a huge deal, but like it's a move that nobody should really care that much about. But it's the type of move that could start a war, and like
Uh-huh.
thousands of just annoying people go to die for because some stupid French diplomat got butthurt. And you're just like, God damn, we are truly are and always have been governed by fucking idiots.
So and on the topic too. So even if you're okay with Joe Biden um, taking the troops out, okay, you're 100%
Yeah.
on board. You don't like the way it was done, whatever. Them opening up the Nord Stream pipeline too just gives them even more leverage. I mean, the stuff they did, and like they just automatically reverse what Trump did. Did you hear they have the what was the Trump order for the border stay in place or
Yeah, like you had to wait for asylum in Mexico.
which is now back in effect because of a court ruling.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
don't. This administration is so knee jerk. It's terrifying. They're just knee jerk reaction to everything. And
Well,
I thought
and
Trump was knee jerk reaction. They take it to the nth degree because he's
oh yeah.
surrounded by millennials. That's why.
Well, for 8 years now, the Democratic Party, their only real platform has been whatever Trump is. We're anti-Trump. That's it. And like they just don't have any real policy. Like Joe Biden is not one of these woke idiots. He's like a closetly racist old guy from Pennsylvania, like he's the guy that got along really well with segregationists. Like that's
He's a good old coal country guy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's not one of these woke idiots, but we all know that Joe Biden's not in charge. Yeah, that guy's just barely hanging on. But his administration latched on to these woke idiots to mobilize the base against Trump. And then you look, as soon as he got in office, like Black Lives Matter has not got a seat at the table. All the defund the police stuff. Well, their people are running backwards on that shit real quick. And yeah, like all these far lefties that really thought they got themselves a win by getting Trump out of office. You got a guy that's just right in the same type of camp as Trump. He said nicer things to you in the campaign. That's it.
And the right with the left being like that, the far right just feeds off of that too. So it's everybody in the middle is just fucking between one loudmouth on the right and one loudmouth on the left.
Yep, and those are the people that drive the entire narrative, and it's just they're all idiots. That's the biggest. They're all fucking idiots.
But we're not idiots,
like
at all.
No, we are very intelligent,
cultured.
and we do very tasteful sponsored content for Viagra.
Very tasteful. I mean, come on, Viagra. You fucking make
Yeah.
pills that make dicks hard. How tasteful you expect it to be?
Have you lost interest in your wife? Take Viagra. Then you can remember what it was like to destroy her insides as a 25-year-old.
Yep, that's going on the back of the pamphlet.
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, Matt,
but
you
like,
goddamn internet.
it's terrible. No, I was, I
Matt,
got, are we back?
Jesus H. Fucking Joe. Joe's getting upset because we're talking shit on him.
I know. Well, fix my internet, Joe.
But that's not on the. That's not in the infrastructure vote.
No Viagra for you, Joe, until you fix my internet.
Oh. Oh yeah.
No.
So I saw today. Is it? Let me get this straight. I think it's Devin Nunes.
Oh yeah, he's going. Is this going to work for?
Yeah.
For Trump, right?
Yes, for his new social media venture. So
Yeah.
then, the right hand of God, Mr. Donald Trump, can have his own audience.
Mm-hmm. Well, to Devin, I actually didn't know he was still in office. I thought he'd retired already.
He was on Fox News a lot. So usually when you go on the news cable networks, you're pretty much fucking retired.
Well, as much as he was going, like I assumed that he was done because he was just. It seemed like he was always on Fox.
Oh.
But anyway, so I guess to his credit, at least he's stepping down to become a shill. So.
You know what? I heard the best point on CNN. I can't remember what he said, but they basically said, how sad is it that you have congressmen? He was like this close away from being higher leadership in the Republican Party and leadership, but instead he's going on a social media venture that he doesn't even know will succeed of his former boss.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. You're gonna go make money.
Well, like I said, at least to his credit, he's open about it. Right? because it's not like it's anything different than any of these other jokers are doing. He's just out in the open with it, and he's at least stepping aside to go do it. While these. Well, you have the White House coordinating with Facebook what posts should be flagged for misinformation, what shouldn't, and people are acting like they're not shills for us, a tech company. What? No, you're not shills anymore. I guess you're just working in tandem. But at least he had the integrity to step down and stop. Collecting a taxpayer paycheck.
Integrity
Farms. Devin Nunes. Viagra.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't become the spokesperson for Viagra.
I wonder what it takes to get a Viagra sponsorship for a podcast.
You know what? That's my next question. Who would be the official spokesperson of Viagra? I got one.
Let's hear it.
If he was alive, because this is like the manliest of men, it'd have to be Charlton Heston. He would have
alive?
To. No, but if he was, it'd have to be him. But we'll go with live people, I guess. Whatever.
Well, no, that's No, I was just gonna be impressed if he was still alive. Charlton Heston. Okay. Reasoning behind Charlton Heston.
Yeah, let me think about it. I may come up with a better one.
I'm trying to think of. I don't know. Matt Gates might be a pretty good spokesman for Viagra. Like he looks like he takes Viagra recreationally.
You know what? I'm gonna have to switch. It's got to be a military guy, like an old military guy. Yeah.
Maybe Mad Dog.
I don't think anything will get Mad Dog's donger up anymore.
Well, like, can you imagine being harder than Mad Dog?
You know what? In the commercial, it's
Yeah.
not even General Mattis. It's just Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Spokesperson.
Sharp as a tack and hard as bug. Viagra.
Do you want to ace that test and have the flagpole stand at attention? Viagra.
Viagra.
Mad Dog approved. Mad Dog approved.
We could do like a Integrity Farm style ad for Viagra.
We could.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they went from weed to China, and then they were like they were selling weed with Coke, and then eventually just started selling straight Coke.
Yeah, the Christmas special.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Marijuana lists Christmas snow. Oh, what a funny show. God damn. I still think it's probably the smartest take on politics out there. Like
Just
the pundits don't have the leeway to say it exactly how it is, and those guys find a way to just put things so fucking well.
not even politics, but just like society as a whole.
Just culture, whatever. Just like they're. I think I've told you this before, but my wife, of course, is who is far classier than me, does not watch adult animation.
Bird
she
nerd. Bird
she
nerd.
didn't. She didn't until we started dating, and then I got her to watch South Park with me a couple times, and she's like, "Oh, this is stupid." And there's a couple times, and she was like, "Huh, that's a pretty good point." And then one of her sins was quoting South Park, and she's like, "Hey, you are not smart enough to watch South Park." Yeah, I don't know. Those guys are a national treasure, though. Fuck around, they're funny.
Yes, they are.
God damn, I like. Yeah, it's really funny, and some of the shit like 2 or 3 seasons ago is the shit that people are like really bitching about now. Like they're like they really can see like into the future a little bit and see where culture's heading.
Yeah, they're becoming the Simpsons
Yeah,
with like predicting shit.
Yeah, they really are, and but they still got it on the like the most entertaining ways to kill somebody, or their dick jokes and their shit jokes are still top notch.
I'm surprised they haven't done an episode with shitting Joe Biden. How's that not happen?
Well, because I think that well, I don't know when did that happen? The shitting his pants in front of the Pope. That would have been right around the time when the latest special came out. So
well,
if
they don't do one joke about it, I'm gonna be sorely disappointed in them.
I know it. I agree. I agree. But I don't see how they won't. Like, and I do like how they'll just run with a joke till it's not funny, and then just keep running with it until it's funny again. Like
They
with
just they
just like keep hitting it.
they Norm Macdonald the shit out of it.
Yeah, like when Caitlyn Jenner, like every time she gets in a car, she runs over somebody
Buckle up, buckaroos.
and just immediately hits somebody. I love that. Just hammer it home, just every single time.
So, question:
Yes.
was he a bad driver before or after
I think
surgery?
I think it was the woman part that made him a bad driver.
there's there's a stereotypical joke in there, people. You just
Yep.
decipher that whole fucking part. You see how we work. See, I just throw up the softballs, and Matt goes into a 0-2 swing and just fucking crushes it. I mean,
Yep.
mhm.
Yep. It's worked for a long time, and
So
no need to change it up now.
here's a little hilarious thing. So I've been watching CNN and Fox News. Fox News had a Yale epidemiologist on.
Mm-hmm.
Yale professor, doctor, talking about how Omicron, yes, it is more, it spreads easier,
Contagion. Yeah.
but it's not as deadly.
Yeah.
Then I go to CNN and they have this doctor on here, and I don't know if this is true or not, but basically they said this doctor is never right. Dr. Pete Hotez.
Oh yeah, Pete Hotez. Yeah, he was
and
on Rogan and
the head,
scared the shit out of people.
Yeah, he says studies show Omicron variant partly evades Pfizer vaccine protection. But it's just like they harp. One network harps on just the positive, and one harps on like the negative. You cannot decipher what the fuck's going on. You can't.
Right. And in the meantime, if you go back to the before times 2 years ago,
In the long ago.
Yeah, in the long ago, and if we remember, basic biology and how a virus works
Before the
like
big boom came.
Yeah, like the Spanish flu, the first wave was bad. Third wave was a little less bad, and then they got to now where it just happens every year, and you get a shot or you don't, and it's just there, and you live with it. The good thing about COVID is it was so it was so contagious initially, and still is, but overall the death rate was nowhere near what the Spanish flu was, which is a good thing, because if it was on par with the Spanish flu, especially affecting kids like the Spanish flu did, we would have been in a real bad way. But it's following along like viruses always do, whereas the more it mutates, the more it spreads, but the less dangerous it is. And you're looking like the doctors out of South Africa, like right away said, hey, this looks like it's pretty mild. It's a new strain, but it looks like it's pretty mild. But yeah, like the media is like, ah.
And you know what? I get, like, there is a concern, but even the epidemiologist on Fox said there's always a concern if you have a virus that it can mutate easily. Like, that's always a concern.
Yeah.
But then you have, so they ran a clip of this doctor on CNN, and he was talking about children's deaths. And the Yale doctor was like, no, there's not a huge jump in child's deaths. So it's just like, one, what is the guy on CNN, the doctor on CNN, what data is he looking at? And two, like the Yale guy, how could doctors in the same field look at this so differently? And one's got to be lying. Like, either there's a lot of child deaths or there's not a lot of child deaths. I haven't seen any numbers on child deaths. So,
yeah, and
but
whoever's wrong is either lying or incompetent. Either way, we should not take any of their advice ever again.
It just doctors fighting each other over this is
Yeah.
fucking. They say trust your doctor, but they're all saying a fucking different thing.
Yeah. It's wild, and that's the way what has been since the get-go. And so you kind of got to parse a whole bunch of information together and to try to make any sort of informed choice. But then, like, if you don't, like, people that don't report on, especially like initially on, if you don't report on exactly what like is coming out of Fauci, well, then you don't. Not only do you get like discredited, but you get removed from social media and shit, and you're like, what the fuck? And then later, after Trump is out of office, you're like, oh yeah, that some of that shit might have been true. Like, well, fuck, man. Like, how do you
That
not?
wouldn't happen on Trump's social media, Matt.
Yeah.
Shit. Bullshit.
Uh-huh.
I'm waiting for that one time where he gets all these people on his network, on his social network, and somebody says something. Maybe somebody gets through and joins and just dissenter, and then says something true and he doesn't like it. Like, no, not on my social network. No Zuckerberg in here. None.
I don't know. It's dumb, but like, and like these corporate media outlets, like what we used to call the mainstream, and like I don't call them mainstream anymore, because what they're reporting and the narrative that they're pushing is not mainstream. Like this shit for like vaccine mandates and like they're pushing for like shit that's happening in Australia. And that's not what we do here. So like that shit that they're pushing is not mainstream.
What
Like,
was the last article you sent me about that? I can't remember. Didn't you send me one?
oh yeah, I sent you a cup. There was some story on Australia the other day, like uh but they have quarantine camps.
That's right.
Quarantine camps, and it's not just Australia. I think Canada has some too, and they're spending millions of dollars to build some too. So they're planning on this being around for a while, because $1 million projects that are spearheaded by the government don't like those things don't get completed overnight. So like there's some planning involved, and which means like they're planning on using them for a while. So that's neat. That's a
So
fun
what
thing to
happens
think
at these
about.
quarantine camps?
Well, I did see a video. Like there was some cop that was like some lady got she got warned for stepping over the yellow line, which is at the bottom of her porch. So she's like sitting out on her porch, and at the bottom of the steps going out on the sidewalk, there's a yellow line. If she crosses there, she's in violation of COVID protocol if she's not wearing a mask. And if she is wearing a mask, she can only be going to the laundry, and that's it. And if she was caught out there again, she was getting a $5,000 fine.
So it's hilarious. There's this article about the quarantine camps. It says Aussies hit back at Americans calling NT Quarantine Center a concentration camp by posting photos in bikinis and pointing out there's free Wi-Fi, nice food, and aircon. Like, okay, great. But I don't want to be forced to go somewhere.
Yeah, right,
Like they're
right.
missing the fucking point of why we're
Let me see if I can pull up this. Um, but yeah. Speaking of missing the fucking point, so there was a measure along these lines that passed the House with 80 Republicans that voted on it, or voted in favor of it, which basically will institute a vaccine database at the federal level. which is, I mean, just the best fucking idea out there. And one of the Republicans that voted for it was Dan Crenshaw. Let me see if I can find his statement. But he's basically his justification for it was like, well, hey, this bill was going to pass anyways, and they're basically just giving more money to a program that already exists. So by me voting for this other bill, what we did was not give them as much money. So this is a win for conservatives. Jesus Christ, dude. You're giving still more money than you were going to give to this program that is going to be weaponized. Like, if you think it's going to stop at COVID vaccines, no, something like that is never about what they initially say it's about. It's always to take it to the next level. So whatever the next big pharma uh, project is, like, well, we'll use that little database again. Like that's why we don't want that shit in the hands of the federal government.
Sorry,
Or any government, really.
I am trying my damnedest to find what happens at these quarantine sites. I can't find anything.
Yeah, because it's all controlled by the government, man. They don't they let you see what they want you to see.
Man, like I can't find anything.
Yeah, I like
It's
we
weird.
may, you know, the only thing different about Australia than is they don't have the face of it all like Germany did. Like, I mean, I'm sure these maybe they're not, they're not doing forced labor camps yet, but they've got the mechanism for it.
Okay, so
God,
here I got a little bit. Officials maintain that these camps, which are mostly for travelers but can also be used to isolate the contagious, are necessary because hotel quarantine has repeatedly let COVID leak into the community. The current Delta surge that has led to lockdowns for half the country began in June with an unvaccinated. So I want to know, like, what qualifies that you be in here? wouldn't wouldn't you think that would be a good thing add to the article is what you need to do to not go there? Wouldn't you
right?
think that would be like, maybe we should tell them what they should do to not come to apparently our very lovely camps that, from the pictures, has thousands upon thousands of women in bikinis because
Yeah,
that's what they put up.
yeah, because yeah, I mean, they're a Western country who would totally not ever use state-sponsored propaganda, ever.
There's the libertarian. God, it comes out every
Oh.
episode. Look at it.
I mean, just like, how is that any different than seeing like the full grocery shelves in the North Korean stores? Like, it's not. There's no difference.
You know what?
Or seeing the state of the art medical facilities in Cuba. Yeah.
You know what? That's definitely a bucket list of mine. I want to go to North Korea and go into the fake stores just to see it. I
I
bet
want to
it.
get I want to get a kidney transplant in Cuba before I die.
I bet their grocery stores look like the ones at the Children's Museum. You know, those fake grocery stores where kids can shop and shit.
You know what? I'll I'll get a kidney transplant and I'll let Mike Ellis like punch me right after. Right after they sew me up.
Right in the fucking gut. You know what? That is shocking. That was the one thing shocking about my dad's kidney transplant. I thought they would like hide it behind something. No, it's fucking right there. It is right
Really?
fucking. It's beneath like his belly and all that in the muscle, but it's up front, man.
Like you can see it, huh?
No, you can't see it, but it's. I thought they'd like tuck it behind something. But
Oh,
fuck me, what
yeah.
do I know?
Yeah, because like on a cow, because it's nestled right up in there by the spine. So I'd imagine that's kind of how it is on a human, but I don't know.
Science.
I've never cut open a human, so I've cut open a lot of cows, but
I bet you have, McKinley.
I have. I've cut open a lot of cows, but it's I can I'm pretty good. I could probably make a pretty decent what do they call the like the coroner or like who does the autopsy? I guess that's a coroner, right?
Yeah, that's a corner.
I bet I could make a pretty decent coroner.
Was it ever so cold that you had to cut open a cow and sleep inside of it like in Star Wars?
It probably has been that cold. I've never had to do that, but I've thought about it, but like not ever seriously considered it, but like I've thought about, like there's been several times where I've cut open
That's
cattle.
warm.
I mean, it's awful cold outside, but like you cut them open and the steam will be rising, and I'm just like, huh. I guess you could probably. I mean, if you had to,
you get it
you
now.
could do it.
You get it.
You could do it. Yeah. You could
Oh my
definitely do
God.
it.
So fucking stupid.
What else is going on? There was something I really wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was now.
I don't.
But
dude,
it was last week sometime. It was like right after we did last week's.
We gotta write down things we want to talk about, and maybe that's the best bet.
Yeah, because there was something big that happened right after, like we got done, and then there like something. What happened that like?
Let's see.
I don't know. Obviously, it wasn't that important.
It wasn't. Oh, on the ongoing Matt's theory that men are always champions.
Oh,
the swimmer. So there's there's some trans swimmer that's just shattering all these women's records.
Oh,
just shattering.
Good.
Yes. Undefeated.
Keep after it. Take all of them.
Let's see. Let me see if I can pull up an article for you so you can bask in your wanting to be right. Okay, here we go. UPenn transgender swimmer continues dominant season with more record-breaking wins. 22-year-old transgender swimmer at the University of Pennsylvania continued her dominant performance this season, setting numerous pool, meet, and program records at a 3-day event in Ohio last weekend. In the finals, Thomas notched a winning time of 4 minutes 34 seconds. Good enough for a new Ivy League record.
Yes.
The swimmer continued smashing records on Saturday with nearly 7-second victory in the 200 freestyle, representing the fastest finish in the country, the school said. So
God damn it. I'm so proud right now.
Undefeated.
Like, not saying I took Viagra tonight, but you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Oh, let's just let it happen. Just like, yeah, just let's keep breaking records. And pretty soon, the men will have all the records, including the women's records, and then that's when all will be right in the world.
Feminism.
Yeah, and then our special forces soldiers will all be transgendered, and they will all have like triple D fake tits, and
Man,
they're all
you were
gonna be on
really wanting this
Viagra
to
too.
happen.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we're gonna have like giant tittied, rock hard dick soldiers that are the best trained and the best equipped in the world, and yeah, come at us, bro.
Matt and
Come
his
at us.
army. Matt and
Yep.
his army.
Oh, that's not my army. This is the United States military. This is where we're
Got
headed.
it. But it's
And
your
I
idea.
can't wait.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, obviously. I'm just taking things to the logical conclusion, all right?
You always do.
Always do. That's how the libertarian mind works. You take everything to the logical conclusion.
Ron Paul, hallowed be thy name.
That's right. Ron Paul wants big tittied, hard cocked transgender soldiers.
You know what? Ron Paul could be the spokesperson for Viagra.
Oh, he could. He could. That might
Yep.
be. I'm trying to think of what a Ron Paul Viagra commercial would be.
You know what? It'd have to be him and Bruno. It'd have to be.
Well, there'd have to be something about ending the Fed in there.
Right? Or yeah, or gold. Something like that.
Gold, sound monetary policy in general. Not necessarily gold. He's not a strictly gold diehard, but he is a sound monetary policy diehard. So like that would be in his Viagra commercial for sure. It's probably not going to be the best. If we're going to be honest, I love Ron Paul, but he's probably not the best to get people hyped up on Viagra.
No.
if we're being honest, like just put his name on there somewhere. Don't expect to get a banger out of him for Viagra.
I feel like Ron Paul has had sex one time in his life, and that's when Rand was conceived.
Well, Ron Paul, he didn't have time to have sex. He was delivering too many babies, so he's like, I see where this leads. I see where this leads.
You know what? Ron Paul, as a physician, you watch F is for Family, right? Or have you?
Yeah.
So Ron Paul reminds me of the doctor when the mom's pregnant, and he doesn't wear gloves, and he's smoking a cigarette, and he brings in a bag of like tools, and then she's not allowed to leave until her husband picks her up. That's how I picture Ron Paul. That's his practice, I feel. In my day, we used our bare hands. Gets a better grip.
Well, he came up in a different time, so
he did.
But hey, he delivered something like 5,000 babies, so he
did he really? Holy shit!
Surely he didn't lose too many of them.
I bet he has real soft, gentle hands. He just looks like he does.
Yeah. Long story short, probably not the guy you want hawking Viagra for you.
No. He's more birth control than Viagra.
Well, now Tegrity. Ron Paul hawked Tegrity all day long. Who else would be the spokesperson for Viagra? Let's go. Mitch McConnell. What would Mitch McConnell's? Let's save this for the Patreon. This like if you want to hear the political Viagra spokespeople, you gotta pay for it. So
yeah, you cheap bitches.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Anyways, move your ass. We're burning daylight.
Burn the shit out of it.
Burning.